Welcome. We're glad you're here. Can a person see love? We talk about it, poets and authors scribe creations and stories about it. Movie makers use handsome actors and comely leading ladies to share love tales. We search for love and purr like kittens in the moments we find it. Our expert singers serenade us with lovely melodies and moving lyrics. One such romantic song contains this inspired phrase to describe love. Warm as the wind, soft as the kiss of snow. I witnessed, and my mind captured, one of these special, fleeting moments that fit the phrase. I relish sharing this scene. I showed up to see my new friends, Bob and Marlene Hyde, at their cozy condo. We were getting ready to head out to visit two of their wonderful friends. The first stop would be to see the fascinating, vibrant 98-year-old Mr. Marion L. Shin at the retirement center. Later, we'd drive over to see John Hetchner, a man in his 90s. Bob and Marlene visit these two men each week. I felt honored to be invited along with them. Marlene, Nanny, had lost her sight completely, and her husband had become her eyes for her. Their son is a pal and asked if I would visit them to observe. He was worried that Bob at age 91 might become overwhelmed with being a full-time caregiver to his wife, 87, and suffer health consequences. After 2 visits, I had become convinced that they were going to be fine. As adjustment to situations and dealing through dilemmas were not strange skills to this couple. But adjusting to losing sight has to be one of the tougher obstacles to overcome. It thrilled me to get the opportunity to visit this kind, friendly couple and collect their stories, for Bob and Marlene had lived a long, adventurous life together. They had been married for 63 years. They seemed to enjoy my stopovers and honored me by inviting me to tag along with their visits to their friends. Marlene, she enjoys being called Nanny, nicknamed me the professor because of all my questions. I began putting away my notebook and pen into my backpack when I noticed them in the living room via the reflection from the long mirror. The scene I witnessed froze me. The yellow notebook hovered in my right hand as I fumbled for its place in my trusty backpack. Time had taken a timeout as what I had just witnessed had made my right leg go numb, my mouth drop open, and tears had welled up. Marlene had taken a seat next to Bob. With a silver brush, he carefully and gently began grooming her white hair as she leaned into him, trying with all her might to hold still so he would have no trouble. With the precision of an expert jeweler carefully cutting a diamond, he brushed and brushed dozens of times. Finally, he stood, took a few steps back, and inspected his work as she stood like a soldier on guard duty. After a few seconds, she reached for him, at first finding only air, but he skillfully grasped her hand. They shared a tender peck on the lips, and he disappeared. Bob reappeared holding her elegant blue coat. He patiently helped her slip into it. I said nothing, but my mind had become flooded with thoughts. This shooting star moment had indeed been as warm as the wind, and soft as the kiss of snow. When it ended, I realized I had just witnessed genuine true love, respect, and trust. Their obvious adoration and dedication to each other floated toward my eager and fascinated eyes. I shook my head to help re-enter reality. I cleared my throat and threw out a question. This is the scene I wrote about in my journal the moment I returned home that day. Oh, I have one more question, folks.
Ha! You had one more question 5 questions ago, Mr. Black, answered Nanny Hyde as she turned her now vacant, deep blue eyes toward my voice. Come on, Mr. Black, I will answer in the car. When Bob is ready to go, we gotta go. He doesn't enjoy waiting.
Her hands felt around the kitchen wall and found her cane. She waved for me to come. Bob, one of the kindest men I had ever met, merely shook his head. He held his palms up at his side, which was shorthand in body language talk for, "I'll not bother with a defense." He snatched the car keys from their spot on the wall near the garage door and we were on the road seconds later.
So, what was the question? Nanny asked.
Well, Marlene.
Call me Nanny, please.
Okay, Nanny, did you and Bob ever have a favorite love song? No, let me put it a better way. Will you share your favorite love song with this nosy writer?
I like your questions. Nobody has ever asked me some of the things you come up with. But this one is easy. One of our favorite films was Dr. Zhivago.
Somewhere My Love.
That's it. I love that tune, she answered.
My favorite line from that classic is this one, Nanny. Warm as the wind, soft as the kiss of snow. That is how the entry ended for the day. My journal became filled with Bob and Marlene tales as time ticked away. Love is a marvelous abstraction and has great attraction and power. But I saw love as a concrete entity in a shooting star moment that I will never forget. I witnessed true love in action, and it took my breath away. These two wonderful spirits invited me into their world, and I fell in love with their company. In this presentation, I will share with family members and friends 24 of the best stories and adventures of Bob and Marlene. I hope all who find this will experience moments of enjoyment in reading them. Let us begin the journey of the story gems with their firstborn, Shane. Hop in.
A year after their first kiss, Bob and Marlene got married on August 30, 1957, at Colfax, Washington.
Here is Shane and his bride Lori. He was born at St. Joseph Regional Medical Center on August 27, 1958. Marlene gave birth to a 9 pounds, 4 ounce boy during a simmering day in the Lewis-Clark Valley. The remarkable thing is that she received the best birthday gift ever as she was born on the exact same day, August 27. But her day was 24 years earlier, in 1934. This ends part 1. Lots more stories coming up. See you in a little bit. Goodbye. Share the love, fight the hate and enjoy your life. Bobby Blackie Banks Storyteller signing off.